Welcome to yet another episode of Key and Carry, where we key.
And we carry.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And for our 19th episode, 19th episode, we decided to do another show, another ratchet, reality TV show. Love After Lockup, a fave of mine. This show reminds me of Jerry Springer. I get the same feeling that I got watching Jerry Springer. Just when you think it can't get worse, it's like, here it go. Like some more bullshit.
It reminds me of like the World's Dumbest Criminals, but World's Dumbest Criminals mixed with like Blind Date.
Yeah.
Like a What Are They Doing Now edition.
Right.
It's crazy because like some of the partners are dumber than like the ex-cons,
right?
Like the ex-felons, and it's like, you don't have common sense to know like this isn't a good decision. Like,
but then again, I'm like, don't you gotta be something's gotta be going on with you to want to date a prisoner?
True.
So we're gonna review episodes 1 and 2, which is 19 and 20 for some odd reason. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to avoid some sort of tax or something that they keep just not doing a new season. It's just like adding more episodes to what we're like on season 3, I think. But so we're covering episode 1 and episode 2, and in those 2 episodes, Destiny left. I guess she had enough. And now she's just on the run. She, she's supposed to go back to jail, but she's on the run now. I don't know, she's running from Sean or the police or both. But Sean
on the run with his credit card, might I add.
On the run with his credit card and his car. Sean and Destiny's relationship is weird. It's almost like she's his daughter and she's rebelling against him. Like they have like this weird relationship where it's like, no, I'm not gonna do what you say. No, I don't like
right.
Blah, blah, blah. And so like I feel like her running away, her wanting to go out and drink before her court hearing, which happened last season, and then her running away with his credit card and his car, very like a lot of like I feel like that's something like a teenager would do with their dad's car and their dad's credit card. So I'm like, are y'all reenacting some weird father-daughter scenario? Because you got 6 kids, you can reenact this with any of them. Like, no shade.
I think the part that got me is where she was on the phone with her mom and was like, my fallopian tube might have burst, and her mom was like, go to the hospital. She's like, well, I don't want to go to the hospital. Well, what the fuck are you on the phone with me for? Like,
right.
I can't do shit for you. I could pray for you. That's about it. But you need to go see a professional. Like,
right.
She does act really, really juvenile. Really juvenile.
Both of them.
But her face kind of irritates me.
When she first got out of jail, she had a little weight on her. And she looked like, I guess, as healthy as she could be given her circumstances. But now it's like she lost a lot of weight and now her eyes look all sunken in and like she just looks kind of sick. I hope she's all right. Like, I hope she's not back to using or anything.
Yeah.
But I noticed that too. I was like, damn, she looking a little she all right? Like, you looking a little a little sick.
Another thing I kind of noticed about this show, because like Damon's a bigger fan of this show than I am, but another thing that I'm realizing is that like the ex-cons, they get released and then they kind of make decisions where it's like jeopardizing their freedom. Like, why the fuck would you steal this man's credit card and his car?
Why did you take the car? I don't know. You don't know?
Demons told me to do it.
Who told you to do it?
The demons.
Demons told you to steal the car. Why did they tell you to do that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Knowing that anybody could call the police and be like, oh, she's in possession of stolen property. Would this what got her locked up? Like,
I think she knows he won't call the police on her because I feel like she's literally like punched him dead in the face and they're still together.
Maybe Destiny on her Fiji shit got that killer pussy.
Maybe. Killer cat. Destiny. Like, maybe, because I don't get it. I don't understand. If you were her sister, would you have told where she was at?
Honestly, I probably like, don't bring that drama to my house. Take your
Yeah.
ass back to that nigga and deal with that. Like,
Right.
I don't. You already got so much going on. You just spent 19 hours in the hospital. Like, you just need to go back home, break your shit up. Like, don't bring that drama over this way. Like,
And then
not to mention that her sister is a horrible fucking liar. Anytime like she was asked a question, she would pause and then she would respond. Like,
it was weird how when he was talking to the sister, he was like, "Do you want to hang out and look for Destiny?"
He was like, "So, like, you want to hang out and look for her together?" And I was like, "Are you trying to come on to her sister right now? That's not like, do you want to go look for her, but do you want to hang out and look for her? If you're looking for somebody, you guys aren't hanging out. Like,
it was the hangout part for me.
Yeah,
it was the hangout part. I was like, weird. Sean, you already a creep, so I'm not putting it past you.
It was weird, yeah.
But
also that big ass unicorn that was floating in the pool with him. Like, I'm like, where the fuck did this damn come from?
Did you see how it kept creeping up on him and he kept batting it away? I was like, oh my God. And then somebody pointed out, like, you got this pool, but we don't ever see your kids in the pool. Interesting. Interesting.
Do his kids live with him, or does he share like custody with their mom?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the mom probably has full custody and he just pays child support. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But like, I would say like maybe he doesn't want his kids on the show, but his daughter has been on the show.
Okay.
One of his kids has already been on the show. So I'm like, it's not that. So I don't know. I think he just, the classic, I want to start a new family with a new woman and abandon my other kids. I don't want to say abandon because I don't know the situation, but I don't know. It's kind of giving me that. Like, forget my old family. I'm just trying to start a new family with this one. Andrea and Lamar.
Let's get into that foolishness. Like, first of all, before we get into this story, can I shout out my nigga Tennyson?
Shout out to Tennyson.
When I see you, I stand. When I tell you he respectfully chewed his mother up and left no crumbs, like, I stand. Like,
at first, I don't know why, but I feel like, well, I know why, but it's crazy that like, I feel like people that don't have their lives together, like their kids always have their kids are always mature. Like they seem like they have the sense that their parents don't have. And like you see this on like 90 Day Fiance a lot. This show and 90 Day Fiance, it's like the kids be like quick and they understand things really quickly and they have better advice to give than their parent has. So
it's weird that somebody that's like a teenager that hasn't even fully lived their life is telling their adult parent, like, I don't think this is the best situation for you, or I don't think that this is the smartest decision for you. So like, maybe take a few steps back, like reevaluate and then think about it. But it's weird that the children are smarter than the parents on the show.
So Tennyson is, I guess, they're Mormon, of course. And so Tennyson is supposed to go on like a retreat or something. A mission. That's what it's called. Yeah, a mission for 2 years. I'm like, I ain't going on a mission for 2 years. Like, even if I was religious, I'm like, 2 years, that's a long time. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, he's young, but like 2 years is a long time to be away from your family, just traveling. But yeah, he's supposed to go on a mission, but he doesn't want to go because he feels like his home life, I guess, isn't where it should be. And he's, I guess he's worried about his sisters growing up and living in the environment that his parents have created for them. So, and then on top of that, I guess Andrea is trying to teach her daughter Priscilla about her heritage. And I think it's so interesting that like they've been on the show for like a really long time, but like we just found out that like she's African or part African, but we knew that they were Mormon from the jump. So I just thought that was weird that like we just now finding out that you're African, but you always talk about how you're Mormon. So
back to the nigga Tennyson. Like, I thought that like just him being an older brother, I thought that it was dope that he's like, my faith in my family isn't strong enough to where if I leave, like, I know shit isn't gonna be the same. Right. Like y'all constantly arguing is gonna affect like my little sister, and I'm not gonna let y'all do that to her. Right. So now that Lamar wants to introduce his older daughter to the rest of his family, you know that's just gonna lead to chaos, which is essentially what the son was saying. Like, I don't want to leave because it just might fall apart. If he introduced his daughter to Andrea, shit could potentially go left. But I do want to say that I do like that his daughters were welcoming of each other. They were really receptive. I kind of thought that the older daughter would be kind of standoffish because the younger daughter is spending more time with the dad. And then I thought the younger sister would kind of be like on a pedestal, like, oh, I'm with dad, like most of the time, like he's raising me, blah blah blah. But I thought the scene was lovely, like just them hugging it out and getting to know each other. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be hard for like the older sibling to like, I don't know, because I guess like she didn't get to experience those things with her dad because he was in jail. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to not feel resentful, like that she something that you kind of wish you had. But I mean, she's a grown woman, and I'm, shout out to her for being able to deal with it and not take it out on
right.
Because I know in the first episode of the season, she, he was like, oh, like, I'm going to bring Priscilla because they were supposed to meet up, just her and Lamar. And she was like, I don't want you to bring the child. And at first I was kind of like, oh, like maybe she just doesn't like, that side of his family. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, maybe she just probably wants to talk about their relationship, not in front of Priscilla. Like, she probably wants to get her frustrations out and she don't want to do that in front of Priscilla, So
I also, it threw me off when I saw her because she's 26. For some reason, I thought she was going to be like a teenager, maybe like around the same age or maybe like a few years younger than Tennyson. But I saw 27. I said, God damn,
she
like,
grown.
grown. It's funny, like their family, because I thought the son was like 12, he's 18. I think the mom, Andrea, she's like in her 40s. She looks like she's like late 20s, early 30s. She looks super young. And then Lamar, I think he's in like his 40s, and the daughter we just met is like 20. Yes. 27. So like they have really good genes because everybody looks younger.
The whole Tennyson thing was hilarious to me. She always tries to portray herself to be something that she's not. Like, she's always like, oh, like, we're just this like upscale Mormon family.
She really got knocked up on she was visiting Lamar and they had sex in a closet.
Yes.
How did they pull that off?
Apparently they bribed what did they bribe? They bribed a CO. Is that what they call them in prison? Yeah, they bribed one of them allegedly. Well, she said it, so I mean, she said it, so why can't I address it? Anyway.
Yeah, she said it, so why the fuck can't I?
Right. So, yeah, apparently she bribed him, and then that's how Priscilla came. Priscilla didn't even know that was her father until, I guess, by the show standards. Because honestly, I feel like people
hold on, bitches. This Mormon lady, this religious woman, went to prison to meet her, I guess, her husband, whatever, fiance, and they had sex. Unprotected sex in a closet in a prison, and that's how their child. That's a hell of a story. That's mixy. I might have to stand Andrea. I might have to stand. Tennyson, Andrea, yes.
Our Black Mormon queen.
Yes, Andrea has just took Tennyson's spot. Like, I still stand Tennyson, but you getting it popping in a prison closet, bitch. I stand.
Listen, and that's what's so funny about her is that she acts like she's so classy, and it's like, we know who you are. Like Rose from 90 Day Fiance, I know who you are. We know.
My goodness,
like,
gotta pop it in a prison closet though.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
in a corrections facility closet. I wonder if it was like a cleaning closet or if it was like a supply closet.
Right. Talk about doing hard time. Like
when she said something about her household was being stubborn, and he was like, "Oh, you want me to talk about family here?" I was like, "Go ahead, young king.
Go it. Release it. Do it, king.
Yes.
Do it, king."
Yes. Okay. He basically chewed his mom up. I guess she was feeling some type of way because, like, I guess Tennyson was being combative in front of like the church elder, but it's like, I mean, it could have been worse. Like, he could have just really cussed her the fuck out. But he seems like really fucking well educated to be like a goddamn 18-year-old. Like, he's really well spoken. Like, he got his point across without being disrespectful, and he also got his point across without without being disrespectful, and he conveyed the big brother role, like, or he's portraying like no, I'm not leaving my little sister with y'all basket cases, like, no, right. But yeah, I need to get into Andrea more.
She's getting to that backstory, because did you see her fits on her way to sell houses? I was like, man.
I saw the black one. I think it was like a black blazer, and that's when I think she FaceTimed Lamar and Priscilla. But I really didn't get to it. I was more so focused on like her nut ass side part.
She doesn't have her good white girlfriend to do her hair anymore.
Oh, that's right, because they live in Cali now.
Yes.
Oh, and her friend weren't they living in Utah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She better go to the hood and get that shit hooked up. Girl, you in Cali? She better go to Bompton, Compton, Watts. Shit.
She has so many places to get her hair done.
She does. There is no longer an excuse of why she's in Cali.
I mean, whatchamacallit's hair was sickening. Priscilla's? Priscilla had the braided,
the braids, yeah.
Her hair's together, like, so I don't know. I want to get into Baby Nuck's music. We gonna give y'all a review of Baby Nuck's music.
In the next trying review. To teach Priscilla, I guess, about like her roots, and he was in there banging that music,
right?
And she was like beating on the wall, flashing the lights, like, "Could you turn the music down? I'm trying to teach the child about her heritage." Right. Like, well, you should have probably did that when she was first brought into this world, but I'm not a parent. Who am I to judge?
Lacey and Shane plus John, because he's always creeping in the background. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna say that. You know what? I'm gonna say it anyway. I feel like he's like herpes. Like, he just always comes. He flares back up like when it's like,
and at the wrong time.
At the wrong time. Just because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of boring. And then I also feel like it's really rehearsed. Like, I feel like they're based, like, I don't know. Lacey's acting is so bad to me. Like, you could tell she's acting. Like, even from the first season she was on, it was like, you're not a good actor. Like, not even by reality show standards. Like, it's very like, John, I told you that I was talking to Shane. Oh my God, John, I can't believe that you proposed to me right now. Like, girl, like, who are you kidding? This ain't even giving me like community theater. This is giving me like,
my goodness.
This ain't even.
So let me ask you, because I love a good crossover. So, her acting or the acting from Come to Be, from the Netflix original movie, the 40-year-old version. You think Lacey can cut it in the play Come to Be, or is she better suited for her? Should she just stay on Love at the Lockup?
Yes, I think she could definitely be in that play Come to Be. I think she would fit right in. She's giving me, you know how like the acting on TikTok, when people do skits on TikTok or like Vine, she's giving me that level. Like, this is a joke, so like it's cool, but like for a TV show, girl, get it together. Like,
Shane is a Ray Ray. I will go on a limb and say that.
I thought he was cute when he first got on the show, but it's so funny because like as soon as he slept with Lacey, like right after that, he just started making really bad decisions with his appearance. Like, he started wearing like puka shell necklaces. He started growing out that long, just like I hate when like people have just a beard, but it's just here. This is all like short, but
trim.
Yeah. So, and just like he had like an eyebrow piercing. I was like,
oh,
nah, Shia LaBeouf, you're not doing it for me no more. Sorry.
Like, man, Shia LaBeouf. That's for real. That's what man. No more cease and desist this way. Let me tell you.
That's my opinion. Like, they were gonna have triplets because they did the in vitro fertilization. They chose 2 eggs, because I think they wanted twins, and they ended up having 3, 3 kids instead of 2. And so they already got 3 kids. There's a pandemic. He's a felon and he's 22. So
Damn, he's 22.
yes.
A lot of the men that I'm being introduced to on this show are really young. Like, we still have Quaylon, who we have to introduce, and then Shane, and then I know Mr. Garrett Tanner, but he was on. I think he was like 22, 23 when he was released.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the guys on this show are like really young, and then they're right from like right from jail into like having a family. Like, that's a lot to take in. That's a lot to juggle.
They were talking about I guess how the baby, like, when babies pee and poop, they pee and poop inside of her. And I was just like, where else would they pee and poop, Lacey? Like, the baby's in you. Of course it's gonna, like, where else would it go? Like,
well, she had a prominent career as a linebacker. So I'm pretty sure a few of those head-to-head contacts it kind of rattled her marbles. So
she's kind of giving me WWE female wrestler tease. Like, I feel like she could be one. She's giving me
yes, that. Lacey's a big girl.
If she was just a little more like muscular, she would, because she got her and Shane, they got body. Like, body, yada, 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 yada. They got a reinforced bed because they got somebody.
Yes.
Like,
thick misses in a bit. I love a thick missus. Not as much as I love a thick Samoan girl, but I love a thick missus.
Not a thick Samoan woman, but
I love a thick Samoan girl.
Chevelle and Quaylon, also known as Quaylon. She's been wanting him to marry her since he got out of jail. We've told her over and over. Everybody has told her, from her mama to her cousin to the mailman to her beautician to, I don't know, her dog. Everybody has told her, like, that ain't gonna work. This man just got out of jail. He's been in jail his whole 20s. He needs time to really figure himself out. But she didn't want to listen to nobody. So he cheated on her, apparently. And now they done broke up, and she's just, I guess, trying to figure out where they're gonna go from there. But like I said, we all knew this was gonna happen because it's obvious. Like,
right.
She kind of gives me Chevelle kind of gives me Megan, who used to be on the show with Michael and Sarah. Yeah, like, she just gives me that, like, kind of sheltered, almost kind of like, I don't want to say they don't have common sense, but almost like, I don't know. There's like, they're just missing like common sense. Shit, I can't. Yeah. There's no other way to say it. They're just missing like
that's it.
Common reasoning. Like, it's like they don't really think things through, and so they feel like they know what they're talking about, and everybody's trying to tell them, this ain't it. This ain't it. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. This ain't it. And then
it's funny that, like, you mentioned that, like, they share certain similarities, like they're both sheltered. So I'm wondering, it's funny that, like, their parents shelter them, and then they get in these relationships with like these ex-felons or these ex-convicts, and their family's like, oh, like, this isn't the smart thing to do, or blah blah blah. And it's like, well, shit, if you let this bitch experience the world or like live a little, she would be fucking this ex-con right now. Like, she'd be making like better decisions. But
yeah, we tried to tell them, and we are
also kind of like, Chevelle is a pretty girl. I think she's like really pretty. She kind of reminds me of Megan from BGC6 a little bit. I don't know why, but just watching her sing, I was getting Shar.
Oh, I was like Megan from BGC.
Oh my goodness, I was getting Shar from Bad Girls Club season 6. But she's 31. Yeah. And she's dating a guy who just did 12 years in the penitentiary. Now, my first thing would be like, why would you invest so much time into, not even invest, but like, you're literally putting a stranglehold in this dude to like marry you? First of all, like you said, let him go find himself. Let him run through all these bitches do what he got to do, and then come back. Like the fact that
I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off. I've been talking to your hoes, your bitches. I've been talking to these bitches. I'm like, Chevelle.
that's what like her arguing with girl, like, oh, you a dummy, like you stupid. I'm putting money on his books. I'm paying his phone bill. Like
I'm the
that's
friend,
why you getting played.
or not the friend. I'm the side. Cause she answered so nonchalantly, and then she was like, "Who? I don't know, no Quaylen." And then she was like, "Have you been putting money on his books? Have you been talking to him?" And she was like, "Maybe not." I was like, something like, cause you're not about to call my phone yelling at me,
Right.
like, no,
Right.
like, talk to your man. Like, if
Exactly.
anything, Chevelle, like, if you're gonna talk to the side chick, like, you got to be nice to her a little bit, just so you can get the tea, and then you can just, hang up on her or whatever. But like, you started aggy, like you started like rah. So it's like, you gotta be nice and then get the information you need to get from her, and then you can hang up on her or cuss her.
Right.
Like,
Right.
but she was just like, I was with your man. What of it? What about it? Like, what is that? That's our man.
Sucks for her to be like, yes, if your man, my man, our man wants to spend money on me, my goodness, and I'm slowly turning it into Mariah and Treasure P from Love and Hip Hop.
Alexa, play Weekend by SZA. Like,
oh my gosh. Yes.
Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday.
I just keep them satisfied on the weekend. You like 9 to 5, I'm the weekend.
I'm the weekend. I'm that bitch, honey. I'm that bitch. Shout out to G Status. Oh my God.
Watch G Status.
But
shout out to Devon. Yes. But I just think it's unfortunate that she's so old, and so it's always unfortunate when somebody is so old and like so naive, so gullible. Like, you too old to know. Like, Chevelle, you know better.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm also wondering if they play like, I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm pretty sure like they play these like innocent, like gullible roles just for like the TV. But we've talked about this before. Like, I will only go so far. I'm gonna only make myself, or I'm not, but I would never make myself look dumb or thirsty or desperate for a check. Like, you really got this man in a chokehold to marry you. Like,
she's very cute. And I don't know. I hate making comments about people's bodies, but she got the littlest chicken legs. Like, when she walked to the curb and kicked them. First of all, what? Like, what kind of mental breakdown is this? Like,
kick them down. Kick those slide-ins off. I ain't seen the bitch with some slide-in sandals in them. Unless they were flip-flops. But I ain't seen the bitch with some slide-in like sandals with a heel in a minute.
The way she kicked them off and then just sat on the curb barefoot. I'm like, girl. But her legs are so
down
skinny.
on the couch.
I was like,
definitely. I did peep that. In the scene this episode where she was in the kitchen with her mom, she on a dress, and the camera kind of zoomed out. Yeah. I saw her shoulders and then I saw her legs. I was like, well, damn, like her legs skinny as hell.
Right. But
goodness.
What was I gonna say? Well, I would say it's better that she found this out now than like marrying him and him inevitably cheating on her. Because it's like, that's gonna happen. He was gonna cheat. Like, he been in jail. He's seen nothing but other men, and like what the closest thing he's got to a woman is what a female CO. So that's the closest thing you've gotten to a woman in the last 12 years. You get out of jail.
Right.
It's common sense. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Let that man just get all of that out of his system, and his energy will be more positive. He potentially be more invested or more focused on Chevelle, but you literally trying to get this man to marry you like the day after he got out of jail. Like, that shit isn't happening. Like, it's not.
I think, to me, it'd be one thing if it was just them two, but the fact that she always brings up her daughter, and I'm like, okay, well, like, yeah, this does suck for your daughter, but like, this is kind of a situation you put her in. Like, you put her in it, like, because she was like, oh, because I know she's probably gotten shit from like people about like, I guess, her bringing her daughter into the situation, because she said in one of the episodes, like, oh, my kid calls him daddy, I didn't tell her to do that. She just did it anyway. And I'm like, okay, but you introduced her to him in the first place. So like this is still your fault. Like you brought your kid around this person. And granted, you knew him for 2 years. You've been talking to him online for 2 years. But like, why not talk to him? Your kid doesn't have to know who he is. Like,
Right.
obviously he should know that you have a kid, but your kid don't
Right.
got to know who he is, like, at
Exactly.
all, until
Exactly.
he gets out. Y'all date
Right.
for a little bit, let him live his life, and then once he's serious, he'll come to you. Then you can see my kid. But like,
Mm-hmm.
why are you trying to get him to play daddy before he's even gonna make a commitment to you?
Right.
Like, that don't make no sense. But it's Love After Lockup, so is it ever gonna make sense? Like,
How old
but
is her daughter? Have they said?
her daughter, I think her daughter looks like, I don't know. I'm really bad at telling kids ages. I want to say maybe like 6,
Okay.
around that 6, 5 or 6.
That's when they're really impressionable, where you
She's
can leave an impression on them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
she's really cute. She's like a really cute little girl, and she's really smart. Like, the kids on the show are always very put
Always
together. Like we
smarter
said, yeah.
than the
Yeah, like
parents.
she's very very aware, very, like, so that sucks even more because kids can always tell when you're like, when things are going left anyway.
Right.
So her being, smart on top of that is just like, she gon' feel it, and it's kind of Chevelle's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's something that she should like, like lose her mind over, but like, lesson learned, I guess. Like,
How was you feeling? I guess the conversation they had with her cousin, because that dude was not giving me a cousin vibe.
um, it's funny that you said that because like I never noticed until you brought it up, and I was like, okay, yeah, he is kind of giving me like stressed out, like I care about you more than just a cousin.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I feel like, what you feel like who do you feel like he is?
I feel like it was a dude that she used to talk to, like she used
Okay.
to mess with, or they either used to like date or talk, or he's interested in her. And I
Hmm.
don't know. It was just he just wasn't giving me like a cousin vibe. Like even when they show like the flashback of him like talking to Quaylon, he was like, "Oh, are you gonna commit to her? Make sure you do, because like don't get what you got to get in there and bounce and blah blah blah." And it's like I have cousins that are like in relationships, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not that invested in their relationship to the point where I have to approach the dude they're talking to like, "Hey, yo,
Yeah.
stop playing with my cousin." Like,
Right.
I mean, if you aren't being physically or emotionally or verbally abused, then
Right.
I'm not that invested. But he just wasn't giving me a cousin vibe. It was almost like, stop fucking with that nigga. Come fuck with a real nigga. Happy birthday, baby girl. Come fuck with a real nigga. That's what it was kind of giving me. Like he just wasn't giving me a cousin vibe.
Oh, this whole time I've seen them as cousins though, so I'm just like, ew. But I don't know. I feel like, because he talked about how he used to do the same thing that Quaylon is
Mm-hmm.
doing, which is what a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people do when they're in jail or about to get out of jail. And they play the game, they talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
they tell you all these things. And that's like a common thing on this show that people always talk about, like, oh, well, when you was in jail, you were like, we gonna be together, you want me to be your wife, and you want to be with me to the end, and I'm your boo, I'm your soulmate, you want to have kids with me, you want to have a white picket fence and 2 chocolate labs. I'm like, they're in
Mm-hmm.
jail. They're in jail, of
Right.
course they're gonna, like, I think some of them are lying to you, and then I
Mm-hmm.
think there is another. I think there are other people that aren't necessarily lying to you, but being in jail, it's different than being out. Like, it's almost like when you're in, like, before you go to college, right? Like when you graduate high school, when you're thinking about college, you're like, I'm gonna be studying. I'm gonna study all the time. I'm gonna pass all my classes. I'm gonna get straight
Mm-hmm.
A's. I'm gonna be in student union. I'm gonna join a couple RSOs. I'm gonna have a bunch of friends. I'm gonna decorate my dorm this way. And then you get to college and shit happens. You're like, oh wait, I
Mm-hmm.
can't do this because of this, or oh wait, this is
Mm-hmm.
harder than I thought it was gonna be. Like, things change, like things get in the way, from what you were imagining in your mind. So like,
Right.
I think that's what prison is almost like. Like you want to say this is all gonna happen, but when you get out, things change, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like that's what it is. So it's like, why would you be so quick to believe him when he's in jail, girl? Like,
Right.
of course he's saying all this stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I think Chevelle just needs to leave him. I think he needs time to like do what he's gonna do. And I think Chevelle should just find a more stable person for her family.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it's almost like you want this man to be your, you know, like Yo Kang,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't have the necessary resources to take care of you and to start a family. Not right now.
Can I shout out Chevelle's mother, her wig, real quick? The crimps. I was here for it.
You can't shout out the wig without shouting out the lipstick.
Oh, ooh, that was a look. Yes.
I just know
All she needed was that purple, I think that purple bubble shirt that Devon had on in the G status. And they just would have tied that whole 90s aesthetic together perfectly. That was all she needed.
No disrespect, but why do I feel like her mom was at Freaknik? Like she went to all of the Freakniks. Like just something about that gold lipstick and the wig and just her disposition. She just gives me like
shit. Chevelle might have been at Freaknik on her hip, and that girl ain't civil for no goddamn reason. My goodness.
Oh my god.
Ain't no way in hell you'd be 31 and that goddamn simple.
Right.
Cute girl, but
giving me Megan. I want her and Megan to become friends. Ooh. They need to figure out life together. Like
very true.
Well, how are we feeling about Sky and Lindsay? Sky and Lindsay, okay, so Sky and Lindsay are I guess the honeymoon period is over because now they're at each other's throats. Scott feels like she's scamming, which she is. So I don't know why it took him this long to realize that she was scamming, but and Lindsay's like, you're invading my privacy. Like, first of all, no, I'm not. And second of all, you're invading my privacy. Scott is giving me he's kind of giving me Big Ed tease, but not as bad. Big Ed from 90 Day Fiance.
I see
where
that.
Okay, so y'all get into these relationships where obviously one person has something that the other person wants and they couldn't get on their own. No shade, but you just can't. Like, Lindsay's a pretty girl. She's young. And a girl like that, even, you know, her being in jail, probably wouldn't look in your direction if you didn't have some type of money. Same on the other side. Lindsay would not be able to get no man with money. Like, even though she's young and pretty, like, she's not going to be able to get no man with money. You know, that's young.
Based on,
let me add that in. That's also young and attractive like her. So like, you're like, okay, I want somebody to financially provide for me and my child. So I'm gonna go with this. I want somebody that's young. I want your vitality, your youthfulness. You know, you're young. You make me feel young. It's like an equal partnership to me.
Right.
You know? So it's like, I feel like similar to Big Ed, Scott is almost like, oh, but you're conning me. You're like, he keeps saying like, I just want to make sure you're not conning me. And it's like, but you just like her for her attractiveness.
Right.
So it's like, of course, like you're not gonna be able to get a girl like that without any money. Like it's just not gonna happen. Like it's almost like they just want the girl to like them for them. And it's like, but you don't like her for just her. Like if she looked a certain way, you wouldn't want to be with her. So if you wanted a woman that wasn't gonna con you, you should have dated somebody that was your age. And like, you know,
shit, he should have hooked up with my girl Miss Debbie. Miss Debbie.
Oh, they would be a cute couple. But you know, she's a Jack and Henny kind of girl, so I don't know if she's
very true. Very true.
Them Olive Garden button-ups are not giving. He's telling me she's not feeling Scott.
Let's get into her fit. This damn red bandana and this white t-shirt with the leopard print, the cheetah print going across.
She loves an off-the-shoulder moment too. A headband and an off-the-shoulder.
Wait, girl, what is this, like 2003? Like 2004? Are you about to go work out? Like,
it's giving me a flash dance tee. Like,
yes.
You know that scene where she's like, her feet it's giving me that. Like,
all she needs was like the leg warmers. Like,
it's also giving me Avril Lavigne.
Yes.
Like,
definitely. That's who she reminded me of. Like Avril Lavigne.
when she was talking to Scott on that couch, I don't know why I felt like she was about to be like, why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? Like, I don't know why I feel like she was about to start singing. Like,
My goodness.
that was a song playing in my head. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's kind of equal, but Scott, come on now. You got to be smarter than that. Like, you really hit up her ex, and then
to trash talk her.
Yeah, and it's like, did you think he wasn't gonna be like, yo, this random dude hit me up and was talking shit about you? Like, it's her ex. Of course he's gonna have more loyalty to her than you. Like, but yeah, I was just like,
and his way of trying to explain the situation just made the situation even worse. Like, if you was gonna send a message, you should have already had like your response of like your rebuttal for you sending that message or whatever he said. The whole Mr. Bus, the next one's coming. He should have had his response already ready, like, because he thought of it on the spot, and I was like, no, nigga, like, this doesn't make any sense.
Would you rather be known for being psycho or having lame sex?
Psycho, hands down. Psycho.
I guess psycho too. Yeah, I guess psycho.
I mean, a psycho with good sex, it's gonna keep a nigga coming back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't be psycho with lame.
Talk about kill a cat.
Yeah, definitely psycho. But as he said, I know it was the what did he say? She's psycho, or is it her lame sex?
Yeah, was it sex? She was either psycho or the sex was lame. And I'm like, are you trying to tell us something, Scott? Because we know Scott has been to bed with her. So I'm like, are you trying to tell us that her sex was whack? Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because if you had sex with her, you would be like, well, it can't be that because the sex was fire with me. So,
right.
You know,
I bet she sexes the girl Tara Bell extremely well, though.
Ooh. You think she's a part-time heterosexual?
Definitely. Definitely.
I think the girl Tara Bell gives it the fuck up.
She's a seasonal heterosexual.
Yes.
if you must. Yes. My girl Tara Bell gives it the fuck up. And she's also giving it the fuck up with Lindsay. But the fact that she made this nigga sleep on the couch in his house. Not his house with my girl Rial and Bo. But
check out our review of his house on Netflix.
Not that film, but the fact that she put the nigga on the couch in his house, where he pays bills. I was like, y'all be trying it, but then again, y'all desperate, so y'all have to put up with the disrespect. So,
but Scott,
a bitch gonna put me on my couch in my house,
right?
And you don't pay any bills here.
Scott kind of gives me I don't want to call him that. He's very passive. I don't want to call.
I could see that.
I don't want to call him a cuck, but I just feel like he's very like she says things, and I feel like anybody else would be like, a lot of men on this show are like that, because Sean is like that too. Like,
I was just gonna say, Sean and Scott in the same boat.
The women just be snapping at them, saying any type of things about them. Like when they was at the car thing, he was like, oh, this car's expensive or something about the car, and she was like, oh, be quiet before I make you buy it and drive it. And I'm like, excuse me? First of all, I'm the one with the money. Like, so it's weird. I guess they have the beauty and they have the, like they're the woman. So it's like, I could just leave and you'll be without me, I guess. So like I can say and do things because you gonna be here no matter what. But just like the way they be snapping at them and like the way that she snaps at him, it's like, and he just be going along with it, just like laughing and smiling. I'm like, okay, like it's kind of rude, but if that's what you like, if that's your kink,
right?
If that's your kink. Like,
yes, is that his judge?
That's his judge. That's his tea. That's his kink. I was also gonna say, the girl Tara Bell, because I feel like she's the girl. The girl Tara Bell.
The girl Tara Bell.
The girl Tara Bell and Lindsay. Why are they giving me bounties? Have you ever seen that movie with Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon?
Not Gina Gershon, not beautiful Gina Gershon.
The beautiful Gina Gershon.
Yes, beautiful Gina Gershon, beautiful.
Gina Gershon, beautiful. but it's giving me a bounty. Like if
Okay.
anybody watching this has seen that movie, you know it. Please comment below because you know what I'm talking about. But yes, it's giving me a bounty. It's giving me a
Okay.
bounty, and it's also kind of giving me a but I'm a cheerleader tea.
Okay.
Yes, lesbian movies, lesbian film, if you will. But yes, it's giving me that. But
I can see that. I can see that.
So who's next? Who's next on the card?
Oh, Michael and Sarah.
Devil Dick and Sarah.
Why would you do that? Just when I was trying to get that
Killer
goddamn
Cat
image,
and Devil Dick.
just when I was trying to get that goddamn scene out of my head, and you had to go there with the bullshit. But you had to go there with the bullshit. My goodness, and not the
This
bullshit
was a
that
scheme
Todd
set up by Todd.
Not the scheme that Todd set up for you to come with the bullshit, but you had to go there with the bullshit. But yes. Michael and Sarah.
But yes, Michael. Okay, so Michael and Sarah used to be Megan, but Megan, thank God she's gotten out of this sister wives cult. Like, thank God she has freed herself from that devil dick.
Mm-hmm.
But so I guess Michael is living there for a while temporarily. But yeah, he's living there. He's decided to stay for a little bit. He wants to see his kids, but I guess Sarah feels some type of way because Malcolm's in the picture now. Don't know what that has to do with Michael seeing his kids, but I guess she's like, oh, this is my new boyfriend and this is my husband. So, I feel like there's gonna be some tension. I really just think she wants them to fight over her. Honestly.
Yeah, she does.
Like,
that's what she wants.
She just wants them to fight over her because if you notice when he was coming, first of all, she didn't even tell Malcolm that he was coming. Like, she just, I don't know if that was a production thing, like, don't tell him because we want to get his reaction when he comes in or what. But like, she didn't tell him, didn't even text him that he was on his way or that he was there. But it was that. And then when she came in, when Michael came in, her first thought wasn't like, oh, he's here to see the kids. It was like, well, Malcolm's coming. I don't know what Malcolm's going to think about this. And I'm like, who cares what Malcolm thinks about this? This is the father of your kids. Like, this isn't about him. Like as far as we know, he don't pay nan bill in that house. So you can act crazy if you want to. Like, right. Like, and then Malcolm seems like a mild-mannered man. Like, he doesn't seem like he would come in and be like, what's your ex doing it here? Or, what's your baby daddy doing it here? Like, no, he seemed like he would be like, all right, what's up? Like, basically what happened. So, yeah, like, I think she wants them to kind of fight over her, just like Megan and Sarah were fighting over Michael. And, but he puts on this weird-ass bear suit. Did you catch when he was walking through the hotel lobby in the bear suit, and
girl was just like, have a nice day.
She didn't say that though. She actually, because I rewound it, she was like, this shit is weird. She said something like, this shit is weird, or like, she was like, that's weird as fuck. Like, she was like, it's like something about it being weird, but the thing said that she said, have a nice day. And I was like, that is not what she said. I could hear, she was like, that's weird. Or yeah, she was like, something like, that's a weird, like, that's weird. He's walking around in a suit, like
walking around in that hot ass air costume.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a very Southwest Detroit situation. Like,
ooh, actually, this is a little bit more South than Southwest. This is actually this is giving Taylor right now.
It is giving
this is giving Taylor.
Sarah would be from like, I feel like Sarah would be from Allen Park or Taylor. And
she would be from Taylor.
Yes.
Michael would be from Detroit, and then Malcolm would be like from Riverview.
Romulus.
Yes, Romulus. Romulus.
Yeah, very, very that. He's apparently from Flint. Apparently, I guess.
Michael is okay.
Michael's from Flint, but yeah, I don't know. The whole situation is messy. Clearly Malcolm is an actor. Just like, you could just tell he's an actor just by the way. Yeah. I'm like,
because he doesn't show any emotion with her. Like, I remember the scene where they were sitting on the couch and they were talking, and she like grabbed his hand and started like caressing it. and he didn't return the favor. Like usually, like I'm not gonna say usually, but like if my nigga grabbed my hand, you know, I'm gonna reciprocate that affection. It's just like she grabbed his hand, and it was just like, I don't know, like she was grabbing a brick out the wall or some shit. But
right, yeah,
like so she popped up on Michael, and I was like, what you come here for?
Like, why is you here?
Yes, like you popped up for what? Just to see if he was gonna be at court tomorrow. If he's not, then that's his loss. Like you showed up for drama. I guess she was assuming that. No, I'm not gonna say assuming, but I guess she thought like there was gonna be a female in the room, which would have caused like drama, which is what she wanted. But you popped up for what? For no reason. And then when he was like, he said something like, "Oh, I was signing the papers, mama," and she got an attitude and she left. I was like, "What did you show up for in the first goddamn place?"
Right.
Like, you had no point of like. There was no reason for you to show up. If he doesn't show up in court tomorrow, then that's his fuck up. Like,
right. Did you catch when she first came in? She was like, "This is where this is what the girls are paying for. Like, this is what." And I'm like, Sarah, why do you care? Like, I would just be happy you have a place to stay. Like, right. I'm just happy you ain't staying with me. Like, that's all I care about. So yeah, she was like, "Why do you?" She's like, "Oh, this is where the girls have you staying." Blah, blah. And I was like,
okay. How many girls have been in his room?
I'm like,
and he was like, "I don't know." She was like, "I bet." Like, why do you care? Don't you got a whole nigga at home?
Right.
Also, I feel like her old nigga and her new nigga are not, but they on at least one occasion, one drunken. One drunken.
I'm serious.
If I had some, I would have did to Alexander Rogers, but I don't have a pair with me right now.
We're gonna get canceled before we even
can I do this?
Chance to
I guess he wants custody based on the fact that he's in his kid's life, which is cool. Like you're in their life, but you don't work to take care of them. Like you being around them isn't gonna feed them. It isn't gonna keep a roof over their head. It isn't gonna keep clothing on their back. Like you need that monetary value that'll provide for your kids. Like I guess he wants custody just because he thinks being around my kids is enough for them. And it's like, no, homeboy, like kids are expensive. Like
right.
You can't birth a fucking child and then they be on this earth for free. Like, well, they just gonna walk into the store and just be swiping clothes off the rack and food. Like, no, homeboy, you need to work. So that's what I was saying. That's a turn off.
Cause I'm like,
that's the turn off.
It's so funny that he's like so mad about Sarah wanting full custody when I'm like, she already has full custody. Like she already has them full time. So like, I don't get what would really change. I mean, I guess like he does have a point. Like if he wants to see the kids, I see both sides because it's like, okay, if he wants to see the kids, let him see the kids. Don't stop him from seeing the kids. Don't try to take the kids away because you have a personal issue with him. Let him see the kids because that's robbing the kids of time with their father because you have an attitude with him, you know? So it's like, let him see the kids regardless of how you feeling about him. But at the same time, I do kind of feel like Michael gives me the type where he just shows up and expects to be able to take the kids whenever he wants. Yeah. And it's like, you can't just show up randomly and be like, well, I got the kids, like, time to go. Like, no, I want to see my kids. Like, no, like, you have to set up times to come see them. And like, you got to set up, you know, you can't just show up just because they're your kids. Like, they got a schedule, you know, like they got things that they need to do too. So, and I know she probably doesn't want him to be inconsistent in their lives, like kind of letting them down, I guess. Like, if he's there in their life one month and then the next month he's not in town, and then 3 months later he's coming back to see them, you know. So it's kind of like he's breaking their hearts over and over again. He comes in and then leaves. He comes in the same womb Flav. Like, so I get both sides, but it's a personal issue, obviously. Like they still have some feelings for each other and they still, you know, but I think it goes back to what you were saying about like him not really building a foundation to show that he can't provide for his kids. It's like, you're so it's almost like Like, you're so quick and so proud to talk about all these women that you can sleep with, and
Right.
oh, I'm on a date with her,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, I can have Sarah back if I wanted to, and look, I'm on a date right now. And it's like, what about your kids though? What about a
Right.
job? What about
Mm-hmm.
a permanent place to stay, a permanent
Mm-hmm.
residence, so your kids can have a room to stay in when they stay with you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what about just having a job, having
Right.
like a regular check to take care of your kids? Like, we don't
Mm-hmm.
never hear nothing about that, but we always hearing about Maria and
Right.
what was the chick
Women,
name
women, women, women.
with the matted hair that he went on a date with?
I don't remember.
It don't matter, but her, like, it's just like, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, his priorities are fucked up, which
I'm in
is,
the wrong space.
well, I guess it's why he's back in the situation he's in now. That's
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunate, but you fucking left a child abandoned, sir. Like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
yeah, I mean, somebody said that it was Maria's kids, allegedly. It was one of Maria's children, but he said that she was crazy and he won't mess with her no more. So I don't know.
You know what? I wonder how long they were dating or together, Maria and Michael. Because,
I
like,
don't
I
even know.
just getting into this show, but I don't know. I don't want to give that time, but I don't know. It was dumb of her to leave her child with a nigga that she was dating any fucking way. Like,
I feel so bad because I can only imagine how scared that kid was. Like,
she left her baby, not she. She left her baby with him, and he left her baby just abandoned. Like,
because you being left with
child.
You being left with somebody you already probably don't know that well, and then like you gotta talk to straight. Like, apparently, like, the kid went to, like, I guess they were at like a water park or something, but like he went up to, or the child went up to, like, one of the people working there and was like, I'm hungry. I'm like, I can only, like, that's so sad. Like, I can't imagine, like,
that's a Flint nigga for you. That is a Flint nigga for you. That's Flint all day, baby. But yes,
you carried.
You carried. I'm just saying. This is what I know, and I'm going to tell the people what I know. But
tell them the truth and nothing but the truth.
hopefully, sir, but hopefully he uses this as a learning experience. Like, hopefully he uses this as a stepping stone for him to get his shit together so that he can have his kids in the future. Like, it would suck for him to be, first of all, for him to have already missed, like, the oldest daughter, like, so much of her life just being locked up.
Right.
And then you back in with, or while Sarah is taking care of, like, the newborn. So hopefully he just gets, hopefully, like, the whole cast can get their shit together. And
we don't know if that's gonna happen, because
true, but I just really want Michael to get his shit together. Just him being like a black man. Just, you know, we already have that, him, especially him being a felon, you know, we already have that negative connotation on us, that
right.
But hopefully he gets his shit together for the sake of his kids. Like, if not, shit, oh well, like,
right.
At least the mom is somewhat intelligent, but it's just a bad situation for the kids.
Right.
It's just a horrible spot for the kids, but
they're the ones that truly suffer.
True.
You know, and then that,
true.
I'm sure that affects them when they're adults, and then they go on to repeat the same cycle. Like,
very true.
Because I don't think Michael's dad was in his life that much. I remember he talked about it last season. He wasn't really in his life. So, I mean, like, I guess he was in his life, but like sporadically, I guess. So,
okay.
Same thing he's doing to his kids. So,
true.
Yeah. Like,
it's unfortunate.
Whew. Can we talk about the level of lesbianism on this show? I guess, which just in the prison, in prison in general. Because, you know, I used to watch what's that show called? Orange is the New Black. And I'm like,
Okay.
oh, they just getting it. It's just lesbians all up and through, you know.
Oh
Like, I
goodness.
thought that was just TV, but nah.
Yeah, who was it? I'm telling you, Lindsay and the girl Terabelle. They give me
Lindsay and the
lesbian
girl
vibes.
Terabelle. We haven't seen them yet, but they're coming back. Puppy and what's her name? Oh, you don't know. Puppy and I can't remember her name, but she was with Vince, and everybody was basically saying like she's a lesbian, like she doesn't like Vince. She wasn't into Vince. Every time he would touch her or try to like, kiss her, she would just feel uncomfortable. And we're like, she only doing this for the con. And so they're coming back. So there's them. I know Destiny says she's ate a little ate a little puss in prison.
My
And
goodness.
who else? Brittany, she had we forgot about Brittany and Marcelino. Brittany,
Oh,
she had a lover
yeah.
in prison. What woman who wasn't in prison is like straight? Like like they're all just like bisexual or lesbian. Like it's intense.
Yes.
Like
Were Brittany and Marcelino, were they featured on this episode?
they were featured on these episodes. I guess so. What's up with them? I guess Brittany is turning 30, which damn, I did not know she was turning 30. I just feel like she's lived so much life up until this point that I'm like, damn, you only 30?
Mm-hmm.
Like, whew. I mean, well, you have more life to, live. So
Yeah.
more, more life to live, more good moments to outweigh the bad. But yeah, she's in her 30s now. I think Marcelino's in his 40s.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's in his like mid 40s, early 40s, something like that.
I think early 40s. I want to say like 42.
Okay. But yeah, he threw a party for during a pandemic.
And a whole pandemic.
But yeah, he, they hung out. It was kind of boring. I mean, they did talk about their mom's addiction, which I was like, I mean, I understand, like, that sucks, but I'm like, damn, you gonna talk about this at her party? Like, the sister just showed up and she was like, I think Brittany said something, and then like the sister was just like, that kind of reminds me of my first memory of, my mom just like or our mom bringing me to a crack house. I was like, oh my God.
Goodness.
Like, I was like, like, I don't know if that was just on her heart and she just felt like she needed to get it out, like, saw Brittany. But I'm like, damn, like, is this the setting you want to talk about that in? Like, I mean, do you, because that's your trauma, but like, she was just like, she brought that up and then they started crying, and I'm like, I'm talking sobbing. They weren't crying, they were sobbing. I'm like, I'm like, they had a party and they are just sobbing about this. Like, yeah. I mean,
which party was messier? The party for Brittany's mom or the party that the party that Jen's lived, the baby shower that Jen lived sisters through her?
Definitely the party. Well, it was actually Brittany's birthday. That's what the party was for.
Okay,
they were talking about her mom at the party. Yeah. So
okay,
that or for 90 Day Fiance, of course.
90 Day Fiance, Lib's birthday party that her sisters threw her.
Lib is Andre. The baby shower that Lib's that her sisters threw.
The girl
definitely
Becky
that.
And Jen.
The girl is Becky and Jen. I like the girls Becky and Jen. I like the girls Becky and Jen. Like, they're messy. They're messy white girls that I'm here for.
Yes. I know this is also unrelated, but Lib just started an OnlyFans.
For what? You know what?
This is what somebody else said.
Let me not.
Somebody was like, I guess she posted was like caved in, and somebody commented was like caved in. Who asked for it? Like, my goodness. Now if it was Andre, I'm here for it.
I'm here for Andre. If it's Andre,
yes, then Libby can keep that. Elizabeth can keep that OnlyFans material.
Yeah, I'm sorry, girl. Maybe she's gonna be doing crafts on there. I feel like that's what she's gonna be doing.
Hi girl, bye girl.
Why do I
I'm
feel like
good.
she gonna be making potato salad with raisins in it?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Yes.
no
She
shade
gonna be
to
scrapbooking like my girl Pam.
yes,
Like the girl Pamela Morgan Beasley.
basically. Like, no offense to her, but she just seems like the type where, like, when you have like when you're at what is it called? When you're at potlucks at work,
Mm-hmm.
she brings the food that like nobody's gonna eat. Like, she always tries to experiment, and it's like, nah, this ain't gonna work.
I can see that.
You don't put avocados in the mac and cheese. You don't do that. Like,
Wait, somebody put
no.
avocados?
No, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like
Oh,
that's something she would do.
well,
Like,
she's from Tampa. So actually, that's something her sisters might do. Them being from Tampa,
yeah,
but that's definitely something I could see them doing.
yeah. So
My goodness.
just gross. But
Yeah, we went from Love After Lockup to 90 Day Fiance.
I'm sorry. Their scenes aren't really that interesting to me. Like, I feel bad for her and her mom. I hope her mom gets the help that she needs. You know, I hope her mom gets better and beats her addiction, or, you know, is able to overcome her addiction.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like they're doing good. I feel like I will say I will say that Brittany is one of the only people to really like get off this, like, you know, come home and stay home and really just become a productive, you know, member of society, I guess. Like, she's just been able to come home, you know, she's had kids, she's just been, you know.
Do you think their scenes would be more interesting if her first, the father of her first child was in like every scene with her and Marcelina?
Oh my god, they would be fighting. I think
Shit, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting.
best for Brittany.
True.
I want the best for Brittany. Every time
Come
I
on, design.
every
Yes.
time I say her name, I think of Brittany from 90 Day Fiance. So I think of Yazin Brittany, baby girl.
Yes.
Like, that was
Brittany or Brittany?
Brittany. Brittany.
Yes.
He says it phonetically, like the way it would be
Goodness.
like written, like how you pronounce it. Like, that's how he, I feel like, Brittany. Like, he breaks it up.
Yes.
But yeah. Do
Gonna
we
get
need to
that man
review
that
90 Day
honor
Fiance?
killing.
We just
If they gonna kill, they gonna get that man an honor killing. We definitely need to review that.
oh my god. See, no, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
No, we not.
Honor
no,
killing.
no, you didn't just say honor killing.
My goodness, gonna kill that man because he's dating that unorthodox black woman.
Oh my god. These two episodes were interesting. I mean, it's not giving me the full it's not giving me the full level of foolery, but it's cute. It's keeping my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was definitely Tennyson, like chewing his mother up, chewed her up, ate her up, and left no crumbs. Like
Ate her all the way up and left a man
it
crumb.
is
Like, I think my moment would probably
yes.
be. What would my moment be?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we kind of I'm sorry, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say my moment would probably be Michael's date, because it was giving me very much what you about to do after this. Like, what you got going on after this? Like,
yeah, so what you about to do?
What you got up for tonight?
I'm like,
but yeah, this has been our review for Love After Lockup, episode 19 and episode 20 for some odd reason. But yes, we will be back next Monday probably to shoot the shit again about these characters.
yes.
So yes, this has been Key and Carrie, where we key
and we carry.
And yes, I've been Damon.
I'm Troy.
And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.